Hello folks, this is Steve here, the Zulu. Hope everybody's well today. Two things before I start. I just want to say, Metal Mickey, rest in peace Alfie. I have been where you are twice and it's not nice, and my thoughts are with you at this time. And I also want to say, it's about the Grenfell Tower in London. My heart also goes out to the people as well. I know where the Grenfell is. I used to actually walk past it quite a lot, and I was quite horrified what happened last year, and my thoughts also go out with you as well. I got out of bed this morning because unless you've got your head in the sand, the World Cup starts today, and I sort of got out of bed this morning and started doing my jobs, and sure enough, the intercom went off. And there was a voice that said delivery for Steve, and I thought, what? I'm not expecting anything. And my postman came up and bought me a package, and I just wasn't expecting it. And when I saw who it was from Greg in Canada. I was just totally shocked. I'm going to hold it up, but for obvious reasons I'm going to go show you this bit, because Greg's address is on the other side, so I'm not going to show you this thing, but that's it anyway. And the weight in there, I'm just worried that I might open it and it's full of snow or stuff. He sent me some more snow, but it's heavy. But so yeah, we go. Thanks a lot, Greg. And also, I've dressed up for the occasion as well. This occasion merits a special T-shirt, so I've got my Deep Purple in Rock T-shirt on as a tribute to Greg. And I have opened this package. I have cheated. Let me apologise if you hear anything funny. There is a massive storm in the UK called Hector. Although the wind's not as powerful as they said it would be, it is quite powerful. So you might hear some funny noises in the background or doors slamming, and unfortunately that's the way it is at the moment. But without further ado, I've already took the liberty of getting my trusty knife out, and I must admit I had to get the reinforcements in, and oh wow, but yeah, I had to get some reinforcements. But I'm just looking at the top. I can see me packing's come back, but I noticed Greg's popped it. That was full of air. I love doing that as well, popping the package. But Greg's popped it for me. Thanks, Greg. Cheers, buddy. We've also got a Deep Purple. Oh wow! And there's a Deep Purple. Looks like a flyer. And Smoke on the Water National Tour Canada 2012, and I can get tickets. If I had a time machine, I could go back in time and get tickets and to go to the gig. As you know, Greg and myself are both massive Deep Purple fanatics. I love Deep Purple, and I've been a fan of theirs from the beginning. And it's funny with this T-shirt I'm wearing. I must have worn this out. This is probably the most worn out album in my collection. I've got it on CD now, but I used to have it on vinyl as well, and I've worn out so many copies. It's just a classic album. But thanks for that, Greg. It's amazing. But let's oh, it's full of CDs. I'm just pulling them out at random, and the first one is the Doro Live. Oh wow, thanks Greg. Doro's German, think Warlock, and she's got amazing sultry voice for a female heavy metal singer, which I love. To me, she's definitely one of the top female heavy metal singers, probably in the top 10. But if you haven't discovered Doro, please check her out. But that's the track listing at the back. And yeah, I've never seen this one before either. I've got one of hers where she does Blaze Bailey on it, and it's funny because my mates, because Wolfsbane are back on tour at the moment, and My Friend is the support band. I'm trying to get tickets to go, but they're not doing anything near Telford. So Blaze Bailey and Wolfsbane are back. But yeah, this is a great record. Alice is good, Something is good, My German's no good. But this is off Angels Never Die Tour 93. Oh, I'm really humbled, Greg. I've never seen this one before as well. Amazing. Now, another band, it definitely looks like punk, but I've never seen this one before, the Daggers, so I can't really talk about this. But Greg will probably put me right. It's probably Canadian punk, or I might be wrong. But yeah, I can't wait to give that a spin. But that's the track listing on the back. Oh, amazing. What I have heard is the sensational Alex Harvey band. This was a 70s band, and I'm a massive fan of this band. It's one of these bands that are very underrated. Please check them out. Everybody sort of mentions the big Deep Purple, Led Zeppelins, Uriah Heep, all the early 70s stuff. They always neglect to mention old Alex Harvey. And sadly, he's no longer with us. He died, I think it was in 1980. He was very young at the Zeebrugge, which I've been to a few times, ferry terminal in Belgium. But yeah, I absolutely love Alex Harvey. And there's a live album on there, and that's the track listing for that. But it's just an amazing band. Thanks, Greg. Amazing. Check them out. Oh wow. There's also another sensational Alex Harvey band, British Tour 76. Absolutely brilliant. Awesome. A lot of the Alex Harvey bands went to play with other massive bands like the Michael Schenker group. They weren't just exclusive to this band. One of the guys, I forgot his name, but he did play with Michael Schenker. But I'm so made up with this, Greg. Thanks a lot. Plus, for the fact it's got their signature tune on it, Delilah, and I think Tom Jones originally done that. It's really one of my favourite bands of the 70s. Alex Harvey, massive fan. I'm really chuffed, Greg. Thanks a lot, brother. But oh well. Here we go then, some more. I don't deserve this, I'm already humbled. We've got Testament, another brilliant CD. Dark, sorry my eyes are really bad. Dark Roots of Earth, absolutely amazing band. I won't talk about it because we've all heard of Testament. Absolutely fantastic band. And another one I haven't heard of, Rockin'. No, never heard of this band. And wow, it's a Vancouver local band. It looks like it's got an address at the back. It's probably a gig Greg's been to or something, but I'm gonna have to check this one out. And also another record I absolutely love, Fire Down Below, Riot. Absolutely cracker of a CD. Awesome. Thanks, Greg. Another band you can't go wrong with as well. Check that album out. You got Ramones as well. And I must admit, I've got a few in my collection of the Ramones, but absolutely brilliant band of the 70s. And yeah, just fantastic, amazing. Can't go wrong. But I'm not going to talk too much about them. But yeah. Oh wow, you're so generous, Greg. I can't believe this. I'm really chuffed. We've got Dio, one of my all-time. I'm just shaking here because I've seen a record on me once list. We've got Dio, one of my heroes of heavy metal. My third favourite, I think, but I just love it. And I'm just looking at the track listing, and it's just amazing. Thanks. It's a oops. I'll try and open it. It's got the CD in, but yeah, I absolutely big fan of Dio. Can't go wrong with him. 10 great tracks, 4 collectible snapshots, but it's absolutely brilliant. I'm just getting started to shake a bit. But this album has been on one of my wants list, Headpin. I can't wait to play this record. I actually saw it in a UK vinyl on vinyl, I think it was, but I didn't pick it up, and I've always regretted it. Because I think Greg showed it in one of his previous, and Greg said it was good, and I always regret not picking it up. He must have read my memory, because I have been after this CD. This is a band called the Headpins, and yeah, I can't wait to listen to this, Greg. Oh, cheers. Another record is a band called Street Heart. I've never heard of this band either, but I'm just having a look at the back. I'll give you a track listing, but I can't talk about them because I've never ever heard of it before. But it's a record called Street here, capital. But yeah. Thanks very much. Oh, it's Street Heart, isn't it? My apologies, Street Heart. You can tell how my eyes have gone. Street Heart. It's alright, I'm shaking up with emotion here. And another Street Heart CD as well. And again, I know nothing about that. Oh wow, it looks like it's been autographed as well. But yeah, I've just seen another CD, Greg. You're too generous, man. The one Black Sabbath one I haven't got. Is it? Yes, I haven't got this one. And yeah, I can't believe this. Look, it's absolutely amazing. It's in the UK. This is silly money, and I didn't pick it up because you sort of, when you sort of pay your rent and they sort of charge you, you know, you make a good payment off your rent. I haven't bought this, but this was Black Sabbath's last gig at the Birmingham NEC. Is it NEC? It was somewhere in Birmingham, but I like to have gone. But they did another show I missed as well. But yeah, it's Black Sabbath at Birmingham. And I believe Ozzy's on tour at the moment. He's doing a lot of solo stuff. But I just can't believe this as well. I'm so humbled, Greg. I'm nearly in tears here. Oh wow. I've got another band I've heard of, but I don't know. I'm not familiar with their stuff, and that's Gamma Ray. And I don't know anything about this band, but I am familiar with their records. Oh wow. Yeah. Thanks, Greg. So I'm shaking like a leaf here. Another album. Greg must have read me mind. I think I was going to buy this. I've seen this on YouTube. Michael Schenker and his friends, and I've actually seen this on YouTube when he did this. And I thought I'd have to pick up the CD. You got Paul Diana, Tim Ripper Owens, who was the singer for Judas Priest, and Sebastian Bach on it, and many more guests. Unfortunately, when it comes to Judas Priest, I'm not familiar with Tim Ripper Owens on the vocals. I only listen to Judas Priest with Rob Halford. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people. I'm not into Priest. It's got to be Rob Halford for me, and I'm very particular about that. So I'm not familiar with Tim Ripper Owens. Apart from I know that he took over from Rob Halford when he left. But I'm really made up, Greg. You must be a mind reader, man. I can't believe this, but I was familiar with this record because I've been thinking about picking it up myself. But I've been watching it on YouTube. Actually, it's really, really good. But yeah, cheers, Greg. Another band is Skullfist. That rings a bell. Heavier Than Metal. Is it Skullfist? Yeah, Skullfist. Heavier Than Metal. A band again I've heard of, but I've not heard of any of their records. Absolutely amazing. That's it there. But oh man, Whitesnake, Made in Britain, another one of my favourite bands of all time. They're been going for a long time, and it's one of those packages. But it got 2 albums on it, Made in Britain and the World Record. and it's amazing. And yeah, and you got all those tracks on it behind. I believe I might be wrong. Are Whitesnake recording a new album, or have they? Someone put me right. I'm sure they've got something new coming out. But that's Whitesnake. Thanks, Greg. I'm so shaking here, it's unreal. Oh, Black Art Materials. That looks phenomenal. Oh, wow. I can't believe this. This is a painting of Mr. Finnegan, who's Greg's dog. And Mr. Finnegan must be a phenomenal painter. Oh wow, I didn't realise he must be a dog of many talents if he can paint like that. He's magic. But it's absolutely unbelievable. I put this in the pride of place in my house or my flat, but I'm just shocked. When it says Black Art Materials at the back, I thought this is getting black arts. But wow, I can't believe it, man. Mr. Finnegan, it's just unbelievable talent that dog of yours has got, Greg. Wow, self-portrait. Oh, thanks, buddy. But oh wow. Oh wow. Hang on a sec. It's got a bit skip. That's it. Got a carrier bag here. I hope I can't. I'm just checking. I haven't shown any addresses. I apologise for that. Oh, we got a T-shirt action here. T-shirt action. Oh, fantastic. Great T-shirt. And I'm in the T-shirts, and when you do your T-shirts, you see there's nothing on it. It's great, but always fold them in half when you store them, and when you wash them, they last a lot longer. It's an old trick I tell people. If you want your T-shirts to last, just fold them inside out, and you will find they will last a lot longer, and they wash better as well. I'm just see what this is. Oh, it's a street art. It's a signed T-shirt. Wow, and it's signed. I've never had a signed T-shirt, and again, it's. I'm just having a look at it. I know nothing about this band or street art, so excuse me. I'm just a bit numb here. But that's the back of it. Bit of T-shirt action. I hope you can see it all right. But yeah, it's a signed T-shirt. Greg must know the band or something. But it is a signed T-shirt. But I'm just shaking like a leaf here. But yeah, wow. But it has been signed as well. It's amazing. Oh, I'm absolutely shocked here. You shouldn't have bothered, Greg, man. Now, I'm just having a look in the box. Oh my God, I can't believe this. I've just seen what something. Oh wow. We've got a Helix CD single, and it's on Capitol Records, and it's Rock You. And it's Keep Me Rocking. And wow, it's funny because I've just got a Helix album. I was going to make a video, today's video actually, because Greg's box came. I wanted to do this, but that's the next. I actually ordered a Helix album. It's a vinyl album, but I do love Helix. A really, really good band. I've got 4 or 5 of their records. But it's alright, I'm just shaking here. Oh wow, Deep Purple, Black Knight, another classic. I don't have any Deep Purple 7 inches either. But it's absolutely amazing. And it's now released and taken from in concert in 1970. Black Knight. It's just absolutely shocked now. But yeah. Oh wow! I wonder what happened there. You can tell that you don't see many concerts like that now. I bet the old health and safety would have go ballistic if they saw that. but it's just amazing. You don't see it like that anymore. But oh no, here's another Deep Purple single, Smoke on the Water, which was their classic hit. And it was some sort of casino or something that went up in flames in Switzerland or something, and they thought, oh, that's probably it. I think it was Switzerland, but it was somewhere in that area, and that's how they wrote the song. But oh, it's just absolutely, I'm just shaking here. I don't know what to say. But I saw this album actually when I took the singles off, and I just can't believe it, Greg. You're too generous. And that's this album, one of my favourite bands, Tokyo Blade. I'm just lost for words, Greg. I don't own this album, and this sort of stuff's getting very hard to come by in the UK now. And but it's one of my favourite new wave of British heavy metal bands. But a bit like that one I showed the other day. They sort of came in a bit late. One of these bands, UK bands. They were from Swindon or Salisbury in Wiltshire, and they are together, and they have got a new album coming out in the next couple of months. Check it out, folks. There is a page on them in Facebook which I've joined, but this is one of my all-time favourite new wave bands. They're absolutely awesome. But I'm just shaking like a leaf here, Greg. You're just too generous, man. But oh dear, and that's the track listing off that. Yeah, they're just an amazing band. Absolutely. You have to excuse me. I knew this because I've got some water here. I'm just going to need to take a drink. Oh, but yeah, that's right. I'm just really shaking here. But oh wow, I've got a record here, Hostage, Razband. I've never heard of this one. Razband Hostage. Never heard of this one either. Again, it's a Canadian label. Not familiar at all with it. I'll have to give this one a spin. But yeah, I have to give it a spin. Know nothing about this record. I've got Hit Action. I might be wrong. This looks like a compilation of various people, but I don't know any. I think I've heard of Toto. I've heard of Prison, might have, but I don't know any of this. But I had to give it a spin. I'm not familiar with this stuff. But there it is anyway. Here's the track listing. And The Boys, Too Wild to Tame. Wow. Again, never heard of this album. It looks like, is it sealed? Yeah, it looks like it's still in the seal. But wow, never heard of it again. So it looks like an American band from 1978. But I've got amazing cover on. But it looks like, it might be wrong. That looks like what you call it by. But yeah, I don't know anything about that band. Oh well, another street art record. Meanwhile, Back in Paris. Again, know nothing about that. Wow, I can't wait to give these a spin. But I apologise for that, folks, but I know nothing about the band, so I'm not going to talk about them. I believe they're a Canadian, look like a rock band. And that's a Street Arts as well again. It looks like it's signed under my thumb. I know who they are now. It's just come to me. Greg sent me a video of the guy. This is the Greg sent me the video. I know who he is now. As soon as I saw it under my thumb, it's Rolling Stones cover. And it wasn't bad, tell you the truth. It wasn't bad. But, oh wow. I just can't believe this, Greg. Thanks very much. I think, I don't know about this one, but I've got a feeling this could be looking at the track listing, I've got a feeling this could be a joke album, but I hope I haven't caused any offence. We've got like Teddy Bear's Picnic and Lullaby Memory. I'll play this before I go to bed, and yeah, there's a hippo in my tub. Oh, it sounds an amazing record. It's either a nursery rhyme record or it's a far out prog record I've never heard of, but I doubt it with that lady there. Yeah, it looks a good record, Greg. But with Teddy Bear's Picnic on, I've got a feeling it's children's nursery rhymes. But I love the cover; it's amazing, isn't it? But I've seen this record before, I believe. But that's the track listing anyway. But yeah. No, I'm so stoked, Greg. I tell you, mate, I'm totally shocked. But oh wow, I've got a picture disc now. This is a very young David Coverdale. Recognise him straight away. It's one of the. I remember this series as well. This one is White Snake, but it's very young David Coverdale. And yeah, that's the back. I'm just trying to work out who that guy is, but I can't. It looks like I might be wrong, but that looks like Cozy Powell, but I may be wrong. And that guy is definitely John Sykes. He looks like John Sykes, and that's Cozy Powell. And sadly, I was reading about Cozy Powell. He holds the Guinness Book of Records for appearing in the most bands, I believe. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Sykesy, and that's Cozy Powell. But oh god, this is White Snake, that young David Coverdale. I actually knew this because this was a series, and I got the Bruce Springsteen one. I'm going to have to check this one, but it looks like oh yeah, it was. It tells you, look, and I remember these when they came out in the UK. And I got the maybe this series, but they did one on Bruce Springsteen, and I actually got his. It may be this series, or it may be a different one, but it tells you all the ones you could collect here. But I do, and I do remember these because it cost me a lot of money at the time. Because obviously in them days we weren't very rich, and I might find it, but I'm sure it might be this or another one. But I do remember these as well. But I'm just so stoked. But oh, it's amazing. I'm just going to slide that back. I'm just going to slide that back. But oh man, I've got some banners. Oh wow, I can't believe this. Another deep purple. Looks like a banner. I've never. It's a thing, but I just can't believe this, Greg. You're too generous, man. You're too generous. But it's a deep purple banner, or whatever you want to call it. But it's just amazing. Look, oh, it's amazing. Yeah. Oh man, that's another banner. Oh wow. It's an Iron Maiden. Again, it's one of my favourite. I think it's the Trooper. I hope you can see this okay. But yeah, Iron Maiden, the Trooper. One of my favourite Iron Maiden songs, that is, of all time. And I saw them perform it live. It was a Fear of the Dark tour when they were doing Fear of the Dark album. And I was actually blessed to go and see Maiden in concert. And I mean, this was the sort of the track that blew the whole audience away when he got on top of one of the speakers and he did the Trooper. But yeah, this is just phenomenal. Absolutely amazing. I'm going to have that framed, Greg. I've got a mate of mine who does that sort of stuff, and when I get this framed, and this will go in the sitting room as well. Oh. And yeah, last but not least, and I just don't know what to say. Oh man, I can't believe this. Led Zeppelin. Another band. I don't hear much. I must admit, I'm just going to move this out of the way. When it comes to Led Zeppelin, and I read some of the comments about them, you don't get much love for them on the VC, or some people seem to like them. But there are. Oops, I'll have to open this one out. Oh, it's just absolutely amazing. I hope you can see that okay. I'll give you a show. But yeah, this is just I'm just shaking like a leaf. So sorry if it's moving. But it's yeah, it's Led Zeppelin's one. But when I see Led Zeppelin, they're a local band because two of the members came from here, Worcester. John Bonham was from Worcester. And it's funny because they just built a statue of some drum kit in his hometown. I think he came from Redditch. I might be wrong, but they've just built a statue to commemorate John Bonham. And Robert Plant he come from just down the road in Kidderminster. But two of the other members, they came from, I think one came from London and one came from Kent area, or John Paul Jones, he came from somewhere. But I don't see a lot of love for Led Zeppelin, and some of the comments are quite aggressive. But I disagree, they're a fantastic band. You know, there is a question, did they plagiarise a lot of music? But the way I look at it, I can't put the clock back 50 odd years because they were going in the 70s, but I just love it. And I've read so many books on Led Zeppelin, it's unreal. But Robert Plant's just got an amazing voice with Led Zeppelin. I haven't checked out any of the solo stuff, but I'm a huge Zepp fan. Greg keeps saying to me, he keeps trying to push me in the corner. I'll tell you, he keeps asking me who do I like, Led Zeppelin or Deep Purple, and who was the best, and I just can't. I'm not a good enough man to answer that question. I just can't answer it. You know, it's like asking how can I put the Waves back, but I've got a soft spot because A, they're local band to me, and B, I'll tell you, I've met Robert Plant as well, but that's another story. I didn't talk to him, but I saw him, and that's another story for another video. Yeah, I absolutely love Led Zeppelin. I listen to them a lot, and I just love the music, the guitaring, and you know, everything's good. And John Bonham was one of the top drummers. His drumming style's just amazing. The way he used to hit them skins. He was just he was just brilliant. But I'm a huge Zepp fan, and you know, Greg, I'm so chuffed, mate. I'm nearly in tears. I'm struggling to hold it together here. I really am. But I just want to say thank you very much as well while we're on the subject, because if you notice, I sent Greg a T-shirt, and because what's happened in my life for the last 3 years. It was quite an advanced project. Now, making T-shirts is something you've got to do every day to stay in practice, because you know, to put the graphics on straight, and you can't. It's like playing a guitar. If you pack it up for a week, you forget little things like how to work your equipment and stuff like that. And when you actually put the graphics on the T-shirt, they come a bit skew-whiff. But I was going to do it in one colour, which is quite simple. But when you start layering 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 colours on a shirt, then it comes different, a lot complex. But what I wanted to do was what I call I thought I'd stick to a 2-colour graphic, and I put it on Greg's shirt, and he liked it. But I was really shocked because it really restored me confidence, because I thought I'd lost a lot of it, so I hadn't done it for so long. And thanks to Greg, and I want to make this public, he did restore my confidence in the T-shirts again, and I have since then started doing a lot of design and making stuff again, and I'm really grateful to you, Greg, for that. It's your fault, mate. But I'm sorry about this. This film's gone on for 35 minutes. I don't care. I just want to say thank you again, Greg. I am truly humbled, mate. I can't describe how I'm feeling at the moment. I'm going to have to sit down and have a cup of tea and just relax for 10 minutes or so, just to get myself back again. But I'm just so made up. I wasn't expecting this at all, Greg. I really wasn't. But thanks a lot, buddy. And one of these days, I might get there if it's okay with you. We'll have to meet one day, and I'll catch it when it's all over in my life, which I hopefully will be soon with all this travelling lark. I'll get on a plane to Canada. It's only a 5-hour flight from here, and I know of flights, do cheap flights anyway, because I've got relatives in Toronto, or we did do. We don't know if they're still alive, but one of my nan's sisters, she emigrated to Toronto. I know a bit about getting to Canada. We'll have to meet up one of the days, brother, and have a beer or do a bit of karaoke singing. But this is the Zulu here. Thanks again, Greg. And I'm saying Tonsients, mate. That's South African or Afrikaans for goodbye. And I'm saying to the VC, Tonsients, folks, and just love each other. And come on, England, win the World Cup. Then everybody's happy this year. And I've just realised Canada are staging the 2026 World Cup with America and Mexico. So if England are playing anywhere near Greg's house, I hope Greg can put me up for the night. See ya, folks. Take care and goodbye.